auto ship, and they had duplicated that through the business to where all of his distributors underneath him had a $200 auto ship instead of a minimum of making the balance with the customers, then he would have been a Pro 10 2 years earlier than what it took him.
This month, we have Pro 4 that when we went back and looked, and all of those would have had $200, she would have been
in our organization this month, Laura's telling me, in our organization this month, went back and looked. That person got paid as a Pro 4. And I think, Margaret, you may have that average disclosure, but got paid as a Pro 4. If their distributors each had had a $200 auto ship, instead of being paid as a Pro 4, that distributor would have been paid as a Pro 6. The difference between being paid as a Pro 4 and a Pro 6 is thousands of dollars a month. So again, if you teach that and help people to understand the importance of doing that. So that's a Pro 3, Pro 5. You get paid 7 levels. And just to help you understand on that sheet, again, now the requirement on the legs. Again, you have to have the 200 PV for your auto ship. As a Pro 5, you have to have 20,000 in overall volume. And 70% can come from one leg. So 70% of 20,000 is 14,000 can come from one leg. The other 6 has to come from other legs outside of your main leg. And you get paid 7 levels deep. So you can go all the way to a Pro 6. I'm not going to spell out all the other ones, but you can go all the way to a Pro 6 with only 2 legs. In order to get to a Pro 7, okay, you now need to have 3 legs. And the percentage on those 3 legs is a 60, 30, and 10 split. And a Pro 7, you need to have $100,000 in volume going through your business. So if this was you, and you only had 3 legs, you'd have 60,000, up to 60,000 could be in this leg, 30,000 here, and 10,000 over in this leg. We teach and encourage that you don't want to go with minimum legs. You ought to try to get to where you're building 5 legs wide. And I can talk about placement a little bit at the end. Same thing. If this is you and you had 5 legs, then instead of if you were balanced, you could have 20,000 in each one. You had a Pro 5, and each one of those directly underneath you, or a Pro 6, I'm sorry. Pro 5, you would be a Pro 7. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Okay? Pro 8, same thing, 200,000 for a Pro 8, 3 legs, 60, 30, 10. Same thing, and as a Pro 8, you get paid 9 levels deep, and as a Pro 9, you get 9 levels, and as a Pro 10. In order to be elite, you have to have $1 million in volume. Same thing, 3 legs, and now it changes, and it's a 40%, 40%, and 20. So basically, if this is you, you're talking about 400,000, 400,000, and 200,000. If you only did it in 3 legs. If you're doing it with 5 legs, it's a lot easier because you're more balanced. So you want to have more. We'll go ahead and talk about the others real quickly. Generational match. I think most people understand that. You come in here, whoever you personally enroll, your personal enrollment, you get a 10% match of whatever they make in that royalty income. So if they were making $1,000 a month from the royalty or the residual over there, 10% of that, you'd get a $100 check every month. Whoever this person went out and enrolled, you get a 5% match. And whoever they enroll, you get a 5% match. And whoever they enroll, you get a 5% match. And there's one more in there. Because it's a total for 30%. 10, 20, 30%. And that's for everyone. So when we talk about your personal, and this is not based on placement in your organization. This is based on enrollment. So when you use your ID to enroll this person, it doesn't matter wherever they go over here. Okay? If you enroll someone and you move them underneath this person over here, even though they're 3 levels underneath you, because you use your ID and you personally enrolled them, you get a 10% match under this compensation plan. Do you understand? There's a difference between enrollment and placement.
Okay.
So this compensation is based on enrollment. So you enroll, you get 10%. Whoever they enroll, you get a 5, and so on. 5 levels deep. Now, in order to get this 10, 5, 5, 5, and 5, again, you must have that 200 PV for your monthly overhead. If you have less than 200, if you have from 100 to 199, you only get half of this.
Ah, okay.
Okay?
I didn't know that.
So instead of getting 10, 5, 5, 5, 5, you get 5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, and 2.5. Again, in business, you're in business to make money, not to save money. That's the generational match. And then the elite bonus. Okay? The elite bonus, basically the company takes 4% of the global revenue every month, right? And basically 1%, 1%, 1%, and 1%. As soon as you become an elite distributor, 1% is split between the 7, 8, 9s, and 10s. This second goes between the 8s, 9s, and 10s, 9 and 10s, and the 10s get to share 1% all by themselves. This compensation plan right here really allows you to participate in the revenue sharing of a global company that's going to be a billion-dollar company. That's not profit sharing because it's 4% off the top, and this is paid out every month. If the company does, if the company's doing 20 million a month, which is probably less than that, but for numbers, let's say it's 20 million, right? 1% of 20 million is what? It's $200,000. So there's $200,000 that's being shared by all the 7, 8, 9s, and 10s. There's roughly 200 of them. So 200 divided by 200,000 by 200 tells you that one share is somewhere around $1,000. Same thing over here, $200,000, and the 8, 9s, and 10s, I don't know, they're somewhere around 60, Laura? 50, 60 cents? Okay, 8, 9s, and 10s. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Somewhere around 60 of them. The 9s and 10s, I think, is substantially less. 25, maybe 30. I don't know. Hard to keep up with them. I think there's less than 15 of the Pro 10s. But you understand that as the company grows, and the company goes from doing 200 million a year, to where they're making $1 billion a year, and they're doing 100 million a month. What are each of these percentages are going to be is drastically increased. This bonus too, when they talk about those that are in first make all the money, it doesn't matter. You have people that as soon as you become a Pro 7, all of the work that people have been doing for the last 4 or 5 years in order to build the company to where it is now, as soon as you become a Pro 7, you get an equal share as the others that have been here doing it. As soon as you become a Pro 8, you get the benefit in that as a 9 and as a 10. This also encourages all of the elite distributors, the 7, 8, 9s, and 10s, to help everybody, because everybody is on their team, right? It doesn't matter that you may not be enrolled directly underneath them. This is what goes towards that culture of helping everybody. If you can understand and have a vision that you're going to be an elite distributor, and if as an elite distributor, you want all the other distributors to be successful because these global pools are going to be that much greater, right? That's the mindset. That's to eliminate that thing is that you're not on my team, I'm not going to work with you, I'm not going to help you. Also, you don't have to have people that you know in other countries. As soon as you get to that point, it's everybody's on your team.